In Greek, the word for fire is Fotia. After the Fotia is the karvuna, which is the coals. As many times as I can possibly organise a fire, if I've got time, I prepare my food for the family, including using the fire for other dishes as well. While you've got nice hot coals, you can burn some eggplant and make a really stunning dip with feta. But making sure that you utilise all the coals and the heat that you've created to make sure that you get more than one dish. My first memory would have to be when my father and a few of their uncles would gather down at our place, go down to the River Torrens, grab a sapling of a young tree, bring it back home, and that was the suvla, which is the spit, and they would strip the little sapling and put the lamb on it with a few sheets of corrugated, and all the kids got paid a few dollars to keep winding the sheep around by hand. And that was my very, very first experience in terms of how the Greeks did a suvla. The whole process of lighting a fire is getting all the bits and pieces ready, getting your light woods and your hard woods, and that creates enough flame to get the coals moving and going. I use a little bit of help sometimes with a hot air gun to get the coals consistent. Otherwise you'll get some that are starting and some that are not, and that creates smoke, which unfortunately sometimes can wreck the taste of the food. Even though some people like the smoky flavour, I prefer to have a coal flavour. Barbecuing has been something our family has done for us, well, since I was a kid. And there'd always be large pots on the stove that Mum would prepare for relatives that were alone here. They just got, from Greece, they came out here. And so we'd all gather together for a barbecue lunch, and it would go for, 4 or 5 hours, and all the old blokes would sit around and chat about Greece, and Mum and all the other relatives would just get everything organised and ready. Got the leg here ready to be butterflied, and I usually look for the bone, which is sitting about there, and you put a slice into that and then follow the bone all the way down. It's always good to put oil and lemon on your food. The oil is much better done beforehand as opposed to while it's on. This is actually a grate rather than a flat plate barbecue. And the oil helps the marinade stick, which is slightly a marinade based on gyros flavours, which has got all sorts of interesting and nice herbs in it. So the fire's all ready to go, and I've got the lamb on the highest possible spot so it doesn't burn. And as the meat cooks, which I can start smelling now that it's starting to work, we start reducing the bricks and maintain all the heat to finish off the cooking. Got our paintbrush organised, which is some nice fresh rosemary, and that infuses the meat as well, and it gives it that Lovely flavour. And the lemon helps break the meat down, and the oil just keeps it moist. Can you smell on that camera? It smells nice. Check out the thickest part first to see how well we're cooked. Then that's pretty good. It's got a slight bit of pink in the middle, and that's just absolutely perfect. Now we cut it up into fine slithers for making gyros, and that's our day done.